Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for yet another week of Classic Country A to Z. Tonight's show will feature all Travis Tritt hits, as I kind of thought would be the case last week. And I was thinking that we would finish them up tonight, but there might be still a few that run into next week. It's about 2 songs longer than normal in the list, and several of his songs are longer duration songs. So I'm guessing we'll be doing a few Travis Tritt songs to start next week too. And of course, there's the original song in the middle and a gospel song at the end. So our first Travis Tritt song tonight was a number 2 hit for him in 1990. For whatever reason, maybe just because the story kind of fits, I always assumed that Travis wrote this song about Bobby Bare, and the young kid at the end was Travis. But no, the song is entirely fictional and was written by someone else. So this song is called I'm Gonna Be Somebody. Bobby played his guitar on the harder side of town, where it's hard for a poor boy to find the money. He had dedication, he had the heart and soul, somehow knew he was born to play. People say get a real job and support your family, 'cause there's no future in the road you're taking. He never said a word, the dreamer just kept on, and late at night you could hear him say, I'm gonna be somebody. One of these days I'm gonna break these chains. I'm gonna be somebody someday. You can bet your hard-earned dollar I will. The road was a struggle, took him 10 years to the top, but now he's number 1 on the stage and the radio. Still he can't believe how people come from miles around, when it seems like it was only yesterday. He would say, well, I'm gonna be somebody, and one of these days I'm gonna break these chains. Yeah, I'm gonna be somebody someday. You can bet your hard-earned dollar I will. Well, Bobby played his hometown one full moon August night, when he heard a voice in the front row saying, it was a sandy-haired river boy with the same old hungry eyes, looked up at Bobby and said, he said, I'm gonna be somebody, and one of these days I'm gonna break these chains. Yeah, I'm gonna be somebody someday. You can bet your hard-earned dollar I will. You can bet your hard-earned dollar I will. All right. Now that we're warmed up, hi Gail, thanks for joining tonight. Okay, next up is a waltz love song that Travis co-wrote with Stuart Harris and which became a number 3 hit for Travis in 1991. This song is called Drift Off to Dream. Sit here surrounded by people and lights, alone with my drink at the bar. You've been here forever, so clear in my mind that I just don't know where you are. But I know I'll find you, but girl, till I do, well, this is my love song for you. Let's hold hands on the porch swing under the moon, while the wind through the willows plays us a tune. We can lie on a blanket out back in the yard and wish for our future on a faraway star. And you'll feel the passion as time after time, well, I press your sweet lips to mine. We can dance to the radio right up till dawn, till you drift off to dream in my arms. Or you might be hundreds or more miles away, or you might be just down the street. But there'll be a hunger so deep in your eyes that I'll recognize when we meet. Well, it might take hours or it might take years, but this is the song you will hear. Well, let's hold hands on the porch swing under the moon, while the wind through the willows plays us a tune. We can lie on a blanket out back in the yard and wish for our future on a faraway star. And you'll feel the passion as time after time I press your sweet lips to mine. We can dance to the radio right up till dawn, till you drift off to dream in my arms. Yeah, you'll feel the passion as time after time I press your sweet lips to mine. We can dance to the radio right up till dawn, till you drift off to dream in my arms. Now, our next song, Travis wrote himself. And the song became one of his biggest hits, but it's also a song that almost never got released. Now, the story goes that Travis wrote this song years before he moved to Nashville and became well known. His second wife had moved out in the middle of the day while Travis was at work, and he came home basically to an empty house. He thought he'd been robbed because both the front door and the back door were standing wide open so you could see right through the middle of the house. And everything that had been in the house was basically gone. He was sitting in his living room in one of the one or two pieces of furniture that she had left behind. And there was a knock on the door, and it was from the sheriff's department, and they were serving him with divorce papers. So he sat down and he started reading through the divorce papers, and as he was reading through the papers, the phone rang, and it was his soon-to-be ex-wife calling him to say, you know, maybe I rushed into this too quickly. Maybe we need to think about working it out. And while she was talking, Travis was still reading through all the divorce papers, and right as the conversation ended, right after the conversation ended, he sat there and thought to himself, do I really want to consider getting back together at this point? And that's when the lyrics of this song came to him. He said he wrote the song in about 15 minutes, sitting there in an empty living room, but it was a song he never considered releasing. He wrote it mostly because it was a personal song just for him to kind of pick him up whenever he got depressed over his personal situation, more of a therapy song. Then one night, years later, he was just getting started with a show as an opening act for someone else, and something said in the back of his mind to play this song. And so he did it acoustically because none of the band knew the song, had never heard it before. And immediately the response from the audience was overwhelming, and so he instantly knew it would be a hit. Also, the song was so popular with his fans that when he would perform the song live, members of the audience would often throw quarters onto the stage, sometimes hitting him. This song is called Here's a Quarter, Call Someone Who Cares. Well, you say you were wrong to ever leave me alone. Now you're sorry, you're lonesome and scared. And you say you'd be happy if you could just come back home. Well, here's a quarter, call someone who cares. Call someone who'll listen and might give a damn. Maybe one of your sordid affairs. But don't you come around here handing me none of your lines. Well, here's a quarter, call someone who cares. Well, I thought what we had could never turn bad. So you're leaving, caught me unaware. But the fact is you've run, girl, that can't be undone. So here's a quarter, call someone who cares. You call someone who'll listen and might give a damn. Maybe one of your sordid affairs. But don't you come around here handing me none of your lines. Well, here's a quarter, call someone who cares. Here's a quarter, call someone who cares. There we go, the revenge song. All right, now, Travis's second number one hit came in 1991 with this next love song he co-wrote with one of the writers who co-wrote I'm Gonna Be Somebody. This song is about a guy who finds himself telling a woman that he's been holding back his feelings and refuses to hide it anymore. He wants her to know that he loves her before it's too late. And this song is called Anymore. I can't hide the way I feel about you anymore. And I can't hold the hurt inside, keep the pain out of my eyes anymore. my tears no longer waiting. My resistance ain't that strong, and my mind keeps recreating a life with you alone. And I'm tired of pretending I don't love you anymore. Let me make one last appeal to show you how I feel about you. 'Cause there's no one else, I swear, holds a candle anywhere next to you. My heart can't take the beating of not having you to hold. A small voice keeps repeating deep inside my soul, says I can't keep pretending I don't love you anymore. I've got to take the chance or let it pass by if I expect to get on with my life. My tears no longer waiting. Oh, my resistance ain't that strong, and my mind keeps recreating love with you alone. And I'm tired of pretending I don't love you anymore. Okay. Now, our next song was co-written by Marty Stewart. And Travis and Marty released it as a duet and had a #2 hit with it in 1991. The song won both artists the Grammy Award for Best Country Collaboration with Vocals at the annual Grammy Awards in 1992. And this song is called The Whiskey Ain't Workin'. There was a time when I could drink my cares away and drown out all of the heartaches that hurt me night and day. When the thought of you came crashing through, I'd have one more. But now the whiskey ain't working anymore. I need one good honky-tonk angel to turn my life around, and that's a reason enough for me to lay this old bottle down. Well, a woman warm and willing is what I'm looking for, 'cause the whiskey ain't working anymore. Well, they knew my name at every bar in town, and they knew all of the reasons why I was coming around, round, round. 'Cause in my mind, peace I'd find when they'd start to pour. But now the whiskey ain't working anymore. Yeah, I need one good honky-tonk angel to turn my life around. And that's a reason enough for me to lay this old bottle down. Well, a woman warm and willing is what I'm looking for. 'Cause the whiskey ain't working anymore. No, the whiskey ain't working anymore. All right. Next up, the song Travis wrote, and it became a number 4 hit for him in 1992. And as a man twice divorced in his life, it likely came from a very personal feelings. This song is called Nothing Short of Dying. Should have told her more I loved her. I should have spent more time at home. But should haves really aren't important, since the fact is now she's gone. I wish I'd listened to my conscience when it said don't let her go. And if she's wondering how I'm doing, well, I think she ought to know that I find myself praying more than I ever did before. And I find my heart is breaking each time her memory slams the door. And I find myself crying and trying to hold on, 'cause there ain't nothing short of dying that's worse than being left alone. I thought I'd be just fine without her. I'd be happy, a free man. But the hurt inside, lonesome, is what I didn't understand. And the lessons that I'm learning, Lord, I'm learning awful well. 'Cause nights I used to spend in heaven have been replaced by nights of hell. And I find myself praying more than I ever did before. And I find my heart is breaking each time her memory slams the door. And I find myself crying and trying to hold on, 'cause there ain't nothing short of dying that's worse than being left alone. No, there ain't nothing short of dying it's worse than being left alone. Okay, now, next up is a song in which the lyrics sort of focus on a theme of economic injustice towards blue-collar workers. The song reached number 5 on the charts for Travis in 1992. And as a side note, the final chorus of Travis Tritt's recording of the song featured backup vocals from Brooks and Dunn, T. Graham Brown, George Jones, Little Texas, Tanya Tucker, and Porter Wagner. It was meant to give sort of a, like a bar scene feel to it, but he had all famous singers as backup singers for this song. This is called Lord Have Mercy on the Working Man. Well, all around I hear the sound of money, but I ain't got a nickel to my name. And everywhere I look, I see temptation. She stands on every corner and calls my name. So won't you tell me if you can, 'cause life's so hard to understand. Why is the rich man busy dancing while the poor man pays the band? Oh, they're billing me for killing me. Oh, Lord, have mercy on the working man. Well, Uncle Sam's got his hand in my pockets, and he helps himself each time he needs a dime. Them politicians treat me like a mushroom, 'cause they feed me bull and keep me in the blind. Now won't you tell me if you can, 'cause life's so hard to understand. Why is the rich man busy dancing while the poor man pays the band? Oh, they're billing me for killing me. Oh, Lord, have mercy on the working man. Well, hey, St. Peter, look down for a minute and see this little man about to drown. There's quicksand all around, and man, I'm in it. Please help me up, Lord, 'cause I'm going down. Now won't you tell me if you can, 'cause life's so hard to understand. Why is the fat man busy dancing while the thin man pays the band? Oh, they're billing me for killing me. Oh, Lord, have mercy on the working man. Oh, Lord, have mercy on the working man. We've reached the halfway point here. So I will do one of our original songs. This is that my friend Charlie and I wrote together. This song is about how some loving relationships can grow from simple friendships. This is called plain spoken love. We didn't meet cute like in some old rom-com. We met in real life where loneliness is common. We shared a few beers and talked now and then, only falling in love once we'd become friends. No Hollywood symphonies, no Cinderella story, no breakfast at Tiffany's, no Harry met Sally, no divine intervention, no help from above, just a plain-spoken friendship turned to plain-spoken love. Well, Shakespeare wrote sonnets, let me count the ways, and Hollywood stars just say what they're told to say. But our words don't come from some screenwriter's pen. They come from the heart, spoken friend to friend. No Hollywood symphonies, no Cinderella story, no breakfast at Tiffany's, no Harry met Sally, no divine intervention, no help from above, just a plain-spoken friendship turned to plain-spoken love. Well, when they write our story, there won't be much to say, just that we loved each other in our own special way. No Hollywood symphonies, no Cinderella story, no breakfast at Tiffany's, no Harry met Sally, no divine intervention, no help from above, just a plain-spoken friendship turned to plain-spoken love. Just a plain-spoken friendship turned to plain-spoken love. Okay, now, okay, I had things a little out of order here. All right, next up, this is a song Travis Tritt co-wrote and became his third #1 hit when it was released in late 1992. Billboard magazine reviewed the song favorably, calling it, quote, a tear in your beer ballad. This song is called Can I Trust You with My Heart? When you meet that certain someone you've been searching hard to find, it's a new love full of passion that can sometimes make you blind. I don't mind being swept away if I know right from the start. So before we go much further, girl, can I trust you with my heart? In the time we've spent together, I have learned to trust in you. So many things you've given before I even asked you to. But reality and romance are sometimes far apart. So what I really need to know is, can I trust you with my heart? Can I cast my cares upon you? Can you stand the heavy load? Can I count on you to walk me down that long and winding road? If you promise me these simple things, I can guarantee you can always count on me. Can I cast my cares upon you? Can you stand the heavy load? Can I count on you to walk me down that long and winding road? When two hearts slowly surrender and are sworn to understand, it completes a perfect union between a woman and a man. So please don't misunderstand me. I don't want to go too far without knowing just one answer. Can I trust you with my heart? Please, girl, give me just one answer. Can I trust you with my heart? Apparently it's the night of ballads from Travis Tritt. However, the next song is something completely different. This next one is a song that Elvis Presley actually first released in 1975. And I don't, at least yet, have an Elvis collection, so I'm covering it as part of Travis Tritt's collection of songs, because Travis, who recorded the song in a slightly faster tempo than Elvis, had a number 13 hit with the song in 1993. The songwriter was Jerry Chestnut, who said he thought of an attractive woman walking through the door of a bar and causing trouble. He added that he spelled out the word trouble and then the words alone and looking, and was pleasantly surprised to find they all rhymed when spelled out. So the song was also the title track to Travis's 1993 album, and so both the song and the album are called Trouble. And finally, an up-tempo song. Well, I play an old guitar from a 9 till a 1:30. I'm just trying to make a living watching everybody else having fun. Well, I don't miss much if it happens on the dance hall floor. Oh, mercy, look what just walked through that door. Well, hello, Trouble. Tell me what in the world you're doing, A-L-O-N-E. He said, hey, good L-O-O-K-I-N-G. Well, I smell Trouble. I was a little bitty baby when my papa hit the skids. Mama had a time trying to raise 9 kids. She told me not to stare 'cause it was impolite. She did the best she could to try to raise me right, but Mama never told me about nothing like a YOU. I bet your mama must have been another good-looking honey too. Yeah, said hey, good LOOKING. Well, I smell TROUBLE. Well, you're a sweet talking, sexy walking, honky tonkin' baby. The men are gonna love you and the women gonna hate you, reminding them of everything they're never gonna be. Well, maybe the beginning of a World War III, 'cause the world ain't ready for nothing like a YOU. I bet your mama must have been another good-looking honey too. Hey, said hey, good LOOKING. Well, I smell TROUBLE. I said I smell TROUBLE. I said hey, I said hey, I said hey, I said hey, oh, I smell TROUBLE. Here we go. Pick it up, wake everybody up a little bit. Okay. Now we've reached the portion. Oh, nope, that's we already did that. Remember, I said the order got a little goofed up. Okay, next up. It's another song Travis wrote himself. This song went on to become his 4th #1 hit when he released it in 1983. This ballad, again, is all about a failed relationship in which both halves are afraid to show each other their feelings out of pride. This song is called Foolish Pride. She stayed up all night and cried into her pillow and fought off the urge to just break down and call. Last night to find the fault seemed so darn easy, but now who's to blame don't matter much at all. She thinks if she calls him it just shows weakness, so the hurt goes on with every tear she's cried. Ain't it sad to see a good love fall to pieces? Chalk another heartbreak up to foolish pride. Turn out the lights, the competition's over. The stubborn souls are the losers here tonight. And while the bridges burn, another hard lessons learned, as in the ashes passion slowly dies. And this romance goes down to foolish pride. He relives every word they spoke in anger. He walks the floor and punches out the wall. To apologize to her would be so simple, but instead he cries, I'll be damned if I crawl. And if he loses her, he's lost his best friend. And more than just a lover can provide. So he wrestles with emotions that defeat him. Chalk another heartbreak up to foolish pride. Turn out the lights, the competition's over. The stubborn souls are the losers here tonight. And while the bridges burn, another hard lesson's learned. As in the ashes passion slowly dies, and this romance goes down to foolish pride. Chalk another heartbreak up to foolish pride. All right. Next up, another song that Travis co-wrote. It's reached number 2 on the charts for him, 1995. It's said that this song's major success was largely driven by the controversial and heartbreaking accompanying music video. In the video, and Travis did videos for most all of his releases, but in the video, a man's pregnant wife is killed while cleaning a boat, subsequently slipping, falling and hitting her head on the docks. The very panicked guy and his friend try to rescue her, but unfortunately she dies at a hospital, although the baby girl that she was carrying survives. The song, which uniquely uses a completely different key for the verse than it does for the chorus, is called Tell Me I Was Dreaming. That's a sign that I need to have some water. I can't find the right strings. When I woke up this morning, wiped the sleep from my eyes, found a new day dawning, and suddenly I realized you're gone. Tell me I was dreaming, that you didn't leave me here to cry. You didn't say you don't love me anymore. It was just my imagination telling lies. Tell me that you didn't say goodbye. I'm in a state of confusion. I hope things aren't what they seem. If this is really happening, just let me go back to dream your home. Tell me I was dreaming, that you didn't leave me here to cry. You didn't say you don't love me anymore. It was just my imagination telling lies. Tell me that you didn't say goodbye. Just tell me I was dreaming, that you didn't leave me here to cry. You didn't say you don't love me anymore. It was just my imagination telling lies. Tell me that you didn't say goodbye. Tell me you didn't say goodbye. All right. Next song. This was a number 7 hit for Travis, 1995. It kind of has a classic country song structure, chord sequence, and melody. Could kind of overlay a bunch of songs on this. And as I was practicing this song this past week, it reminded me of when Charlie Daniels was sued for copyright infringement in 1982 for how similar one of the songs he wrote was to another songwriter's song from like 20 years earlier. In his defense, on the witness stand, Charlie Daniels said there are only 12 notes in the music world. And to illustrate his point, he picked up his guitar and played 5 other hit songs from other artists over several decades with the exact same chord structure and general melody as his song and the plaintiff's song. Needless to say, he won his case, and so this very familiar feeling Travis Tritt song that was actually written by Steve Earle is called Sometimes She Forgets. If you see her out tonight, she tells you that's just the lights that bring her here and not her loneliness. That's what she says, but sometimes she forgets. If she tells you she don't need a man, she's had all the comfort that she can stand. You best believe every word she says. Don't give up, 'cause sometimes she forgets. And sometimes she forgets that not too long ago she swore she wasn't gonna let her heart be broken anymore. So now she keeps it locked away, and it grows colder every day, and it won't warm to any man's caress. That's what she says, but sometimes she forgets. Sometimes she forgets that not too long ago she swore she wasn't gonna let her heart be broken anymore. So now she keeps, but if you see her out tonight, she tells you that it's just the lights that bring her here and not her loneliness. That's what she says, but sometimes she forgets. Yeah, sometimes she forgets that not too long ago she swore she wasn't gonna let her heart be broken anymore. So if she tells you she don't need a man, she's had all the comfort she can stand. You best believe every word she says. But don't give up, 'cause sometimes she forgets. No, don't you dare give up, 'cause sometimes she forgets. Took a verse a little out of order there. Okay. This next love song that Travis wrote reached number 3 on the charts in 1996 for him. Billboard magazine called the song a sweet ballad that boasts some great lines. The song is called More Than You'll Ever Know. I know living with me ain't always easy. I dam up emotions some men just let flow. But girl, when you're not by my side, I feel a part of me has died. 'Cause I love you more than you'll ever know. More than life, more than I ever loved before. Well, it's absurd and beyond words, I couldn't want you more. And when I try to pour my heart out to you, I'm not sure it shows that I love you more than you'll ever know. Well, I'm sure you've heard it said that hearts have windows, but mine has doors that painful past has closed. Unless someday they open wide, revealing feelings left inside, I'll love you more than you'll ever know. More than life, more than I ever loved before. It's absurd and beyond words, I couldn't want you more. And when I try to pour my heart out to you, I'm not sure it shows that I love you more than you'll ever know. Yeah, even when I pour my heart out to you, I'm not sure it shows that I love you more than you'll ever know. Girl, I love you more than you'll ever know. Okay, one more. Next up, this is a song that actually Waylon Jennings first recorded in 1990, but it never went any higher than number 67 on the charts for him. Travis Tritt then covered the song 6 years later in 1996, and it reached as high as number 6 for Travis. This is one of those life lesson songs about wisdom from your parents. and the song is called Where Corn Don't Grow. As we sat on the front porch of that old gray house where I was born and raised, staring at the dusty fields where my daddy worked hard every day, I think it kinda hurt him when I said, Daddy, there's a lot that I don't know. But don't you ever dream about a life where corn don't grow. He just sat there silent, staring at his favorite coffee cup. I saw a storm of mixed emotions in his eyes when he looked up. He said, son, I know at your age, this seems like this old world is turning slow. And you think you'll find the answer to it all where corn don't grow. Hard times are real, there's dusty fields no matter where you go. And you may change your mind, 'cause the weeds are high where corn don't grow. Well, I remember feeling guilty when Daddy turned and walked back in the house. I was only 17 back then, but I thought that I knew more than I know now. I can't say he didn't warn me, this city life's a hard road to hoe. And ain't it funny how a dream can turn around where corn don't grow. Hard times are real, there's dusty fields no matter where you go. You may change your mind, 'cause the weeds are high where corn don't grow. Yeah, you may change your mind, 'cause the weeds are high where corn don't grow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, there'll be 4 more Travis Tritt songs next week before we get into Vern Gosdin. Okay, tonight's gospel song was written in the late 1800s by a man named Will Thompson. And the hymn has been covered by many, many artists over the years, including many classic country artists like Johnny Cash and Reba McEntire, Alan Jackson. The hymn was also used during the memorial service for Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral in 1968. This hymn is called Softly and Tenderly. Softly and tenderly Jesus is calling, calling for you and for me. See on the portal he's watching and waiting, waiting for you and for me. Come home, come home. You are weary, come home. Earnestly, tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling, oh sinner, come home. Why should we linger when Jesus is pleading, pleading for you and for me? Why should we wait then and heed not his mercies, mercies for you and for me? Come home, come home, ye who are weary, come home. Earnestly, tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling, oh sinner, come home. Oh, for the wonderful love he has promised, promised for you and for me. Though we have sinned, he has mercy and pardon, pardon for you and for me. Come home, come home, ye who are weary, come home. Earnestly, tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling, oh sinner, come home. Calling, oh sinner, come home. All right, which takes us to our benediction. May the good Lord bless and keep you, whether near or far away. May you find that long-awaited golden day today. May your troubles all be small ones, and your fortune 10 times 10. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. May you walk with sunlight shining and a bluebird in every tree. May there be a silver lining back of every cloud you see. Fill your dreams with sweet tomorrows, never mind what might have been. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. May you walk with sunlight shining and a bluebird in every tree. May there be a silver lining back of every cloud you see. Fill your dreams with sweet tomorrows, never mind what might have been. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you to those of you who are watching later. As always, please feel free to share the video with anyone you think might enjoy this kind of music. I realized tonight was a little bit slower pace in a lot of the songs, but again, I just take them as they come. So there'll be 4 more Travis Tritt songs to start next week, and then we will get into Vern Gosdin, and there will be at least a couple. There's 2 full shows, I think, of Vern Gosdin songs. But there are not many left. Vern Gosdin, Vince Gill, and then we have a few in the W's, and that's about it. So anyway, hopefully we'll see you next week here, 7 o'clock Sunday night. And have a great week. Have a safe week. And thank you again for tuning in. Good night, everyone.